every time on the video version that we play the DraftKings YouTube friendly clip that we were given by the Hockey Podcast Network, which is who we're brought to you by the way, welcome back to the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast. Every time we play that clip, and I'm not sure it really goes anywhere. We use it on our YouTube video, so check it out on our YouTube page, Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast. But I just think of college, think of us all huddled into the one room watching Shane O'Mac return at WrestleMania, getting tossed off the top of the cage by Undertaker. I haven't watched wrestling in a very long time at this point, but that clip right there with the little remixed Shane O'Mac intro, it just always takes me back to Point Park days.
I can remember before WrestleMania when it was just me, you, and your roommate Nick Ballard sitting around. Yeah, 3 Nicks in one room, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting around just watching a random Monday Night Raw whenever that song hit, and it was like his first time back in a long time. We all were jaw dropped.
Yeah, because I mean that was me and you were just getting back into it, but Ballard was he was a heartthrob for the WWE. So we were, at least we realized it because we saw him as kids, but he was like, oh my goodness, we've been through so much.
Yeah.
But no, it was eating those Point Cafe chicken quesadillas that cost way too much.
Those wraps though were fire.
They were, but
and also I haven't watched wrestling since Kofi won the belt. Does he still have? Oh, Big E does now. I at least kind of keep up.
Oh, I don't know. I know Roman Reigns has a belt and he's a bad guy now. That's all I know about the wrestling.
No, yeah. I know Big E's got a belt, and at least he did. And he's been doing fun things. So.
I know CM Punk's at AEW. I've paid more attention to what AEW is doing than I do with WWE.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I know is that AEW's ripping it apart. So
yeah. So let's finish off this segment this episode with our weekly Pens poll, a fun little Pens poll this week, kind of getting away from the current hustle bustle of the Pittsburgh Penguins and talk about some former Penguins. Our question was, which former Penguin do you miss the most? You can answer this in 2 ways. Miss the most as in just miss seeing on the ice, miss his personality, or miss the most as in the Penguins need their services. The winner of this poll was Patric Hornqvist with 37% of the vote. Second place was Phil Kessel. He had 30% of the vote. Brandon Tanev came in third place with 20% of the vote, and Jared McCann finished in dead last with 13% of the vote. Horwat, which former Penguin did you miss the most? Which one did you vote for in this poll?
I missed the options again. I was reading more updates on Fenway. It was Hornqvist, I heard.
Hornqvist, Kessel, Tanev, McCann.
Oh. I don't remember who I answered now. I may have said Kessel because our power play needs so much help right now. And I think he was a big reason why it popped off for a couple of years there. So I'm going to go with Kessel because, first of all, that's just a media darling, is it not? Social media darling. Let me correct that.
Yeah.
That was the one person everyone on social media could get behind, no matter what. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Good or bad, all of social media loved him. I think we should have kept Ryan Reeves around a little longer because that friendship was beautiful.
Yeah.
Despite what we gave up for him. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's all in the past now. Rutherford's gone. He's gone. That first-round draft pick, it's in the past. Whatever.
I mean, not really. Klim Kostin's paying for the Blues right now, but yeah.
I don't know who that is, so you know. Their friendship was beautiful. Phil Kessel was just an absolute beauty to have out there. And I don't know, watching him and Malkin argue, like, yeah, you don't like seeing infighting with your teammates, but like, it showed something that those two cared about the game. They both wanted to win, just in their own way. Give me Phil Kessel every day of the week. Is he going to be on the Olympic team this year with Mike Sullivan as coach?
I don't know. We are getting close to that point where if the NHL does go to the Olympics, because
now it's a question again.
Because the Senators had a shutdown, and I believe it was 5 games were postponed, and now the Islanders have only 2 games postponed. But
not even that. Also, all these social issues with China.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It's not even so much COVID as it is the social issues, because I think Trudeau and Biden mentioned a possible boycott of their athletes. So yeah, we don't know. But
yeah. Either way, we're getting close to, if it happens, we're getting close to roster time. So, I mean, that'll be a conversation to have in a couple weeks. I voted for Brandon Tanev in this one. I said there's 2 ways to answer this question. Which way the Penguins need it most when it comes to talent and ability, and which way that you miss it the most. And you know what? I love Phil Kessel. I loved Patric Hornqvist until almost the bitter end. Towards the end, I wanted him traded, and he did get traded. But no, I like Brandon Tanev, and just you see what he is now in Seattle. He's a cult hero. He sees ghosts. He plays a style of hockey that I don't think anybody dislikes to see. I think everybody loved watching Brandon Tanev play hockey. And realistically, it felt like his time here was cut short. Now, he signed to that big contract. People were like, why did we sign him to that big contract? And now everybody's missing him. So it takes a lot to sway the opinion of an entire fan base. And he did that in just 2 short years. But, I do miss Brandon Tanev. I see him in a Kraken uniform. And I think maybe one day, once I have money, I'll buy a Kraken Tanev jersey. But he didn't bring much in terms of goals or points, but the intangibles, the way that he played on that line with Zach Aston Reese and Teddy Bluger, and not that we don't like Brock McGinn, because I like Brock McGinn a lot.
Coming around.
Yeah, but definitely of these 4, the one that I just voted for in this one. I threw Jared McCann in at the end, and I was like, I don't expect Jared McCann. That is exactly what I expected Jared McCann to have, 13% of the vote.
He'll redo this vote after the Kraken game whenever Jared McCann does have a hat trick against us. And
no, I don't know though. Like Hornqvist and Kessel won Stanley Cups.
Yeah, no, and I can't confirm. I finally pulled it up. I can't confirm I did vote for Kessel, so all my reasoning is still accurate. The Hornqvist one winning makes also a ton of sense just because it was Patric Hornqvist, because of who he was.
Yeah, that's true.
Not even goal scorer Patric Hornqvist or point acquirer. I don't know the right word. Collector. It didn't matter. He played the hard-nosed style that everyone loved. He was the fun guy in the locker room, and he was just a nice guy, period, off the ice. And he's the guy you miss for sure. But the Kessel stories were awesome. When it comes to Tanev, he became the cult hero. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And, McCann makes a lot of sense too, I think, just because of how he left. It wasn't so much like we had to get rid of him, but it was, why are we getting rid of him? Maybe his tenure could have lasted longer, but new management, they want to make the changes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one that, probably not needed, but was expected because that was a weird trade to begin with. Who did we trade? Because it was Bukestad collected with him. What was that?
We traded Jared McCann to the Maple Leafs.
Well, I meant
when we got him? Yeah, no, we traded for Bukestad and McCann at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, who'd we get rid of for them? I forget now.
I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't remember quite enjoying the trade to start with, but so it goes, I guess. But, every one of these options made sense. Hornqvist I get, Tanev I also get, but hey, Phil, man, what did we trade for?
I'm looking that up right now. Trying to pull up the trade. Not getting anything really.
What year was it? Because I have Cap Friendly already open.
It was a couple seasons ago. But everything that's coming up for me right now is Bukestad to the Wild from the Penguins.
Oh, it was the Derek Brassard trade.
Oh yeah, so we traded a bag of pucks basically for 2 guys.
Yeah. And
got an injury-prone center and Jared McCann. That was actually very good.
It was Derek Brassard, Riley Sheahan, and 3 picks, ladies and gentlemen. A second, a fourth, second, and 2 fourths.
Yeah. If that doesn't show you what Jim Rutherford thought about draft picks, I don't know what will.
Jesus.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like I said at the top of the show, this has been our best month ever here at the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast. So thank you to everybody that has tuned in, that has downloaded these podcasts, that has subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts, and everybody that has rated us on Apple Podcasts as well. If you haven't already, go on and do that. Let us know what you think about it. Leave a review. We'll take a look at it. And we'll, if you have suggestions, we're always willing to take them. But that's it for this episode. We'll see you guys on Thursday and talk about 2 of the 5 games here on this Western Conference road trip. Get your coffee ready, everybody. Let's go, Pens.